HCCC, the Executive Committee, and the Board of Directors for their everlasting support and encouragement for this event. Our human services which had a very humble beginning in 1987, has branched out and today to help and meet the diverse needs of the community, locally, nationally, and internationally. All of you here understand the needs of the society, have accepted the challenge, and are acting to make a difference in the lives of many. We respect and appreciate the work you do. HCCC considers it our honor to recognize you today. On behalf of HCCC and the Human Services Committee, I congratulate all the awardees for your courage, compassion, and commitment to make a difference in the lives of many individuals and families. In Hindu culture, we usually begin our events with an invocation song sung in the praise of Lord Ganesha, accompanied by the lighting of the lamp, both of which are considered as a sign of auspiciousness and goodness. I would like to request Neha and Navita to please light the lamp and to begin our event. Thank you, Neha and Navita. I would like to move on to today's invocation song, which will be performed by Surya Ramakrishnan, a youth volunteer at the temple. Surya Ramakrishnan.
Namaskaram. Hello? Okay. Namaskaram. This song is Varavallabha Ramana in Ragam Hamsadvani, set to Adi Talam, composed by G.N. Balasubramaniam. Varavallabha Ramana, Varavallabha Ramana, Vignaharana, Varavallabha Ramana, Vignaharana, Sarasiruha Charana, Mapalaya Varavallabha Ramana, Vignaharana, Sarasiruha Charana, Mapalaya Varavallabha Ramana. Haramukodbhava Suragananayaka, Haramukodbhava Suragananayaka, Haramukodbhava Suragananayaka, Harividindradi Asha Pradayaka, Harividindradi Asha Pradayaka, Harividindradi Asha Pradayaka, Varavallabha Ramana, Vignaharana, Sarasiruha Charana, Mapalaya Varavallabha Ramana. Karadrita Kamala Gadaritanu Bija, Karadrita Kamala Gadaritanu Bija, Purapashotpala Danurucha Dashana, Karadrita Kamala Gadaritanu Bija, पुरपाशोत्पल धनुरुच दशन स्मरशत सुन्दर स्मरस ककनादर स्मरशत सुन्दर स्मरस ककनादर स्मरशत सुन्दर स्मरस ककनादर श्रितजन मन्दार शीलं पोदर श्रितजन मन्दार शीलं पोदर वरवल्लभ रमण विघ्नहरण सरसिरोह चरण मा पालय वरवल्लभ रमण Thank you.
Thank you, Surya, for that wonderful performance. I would like to now invite the chairman of HCCC, Mr. Ramana Odissi, to address the gathering and kick off this event.
Distinguished guests, partner organizations, and human services team here, and all our volunteers who have put together this event, and all the community members. Good morning and namaste. I welcome to the HCCC's 34th annual Grant in Aid program. Since its inception, in 1987, this program has been close to our heart. Organizations have actually taken this seriously, and we worked hard to keep this program going. Human services has been one of the core pillars of our organization, along with cultural, youth and education, and religious services. HCCC has been serving through our human services wing the community and needy in the community through very innovative activities. But we cannot do it alone. We recognized this early, and we partnered and we supported hundreds of organizations through the years. Through your vision, dedication, and passion, now we feel we are able to reach much more than what we could have done ourselves. Year 2020 has been an extraordinary, to say the least. The pandemic that we have all seen have devastated many communities across the world, and especially bringing in suffrage for the poorest and the people who need the most. HCCC, through our human services, and also all of you, the partner organizations that we have been partnering with, have done everything that we could in our capacity to help the needy. At this moment, again, I would like to take a moment to honor and recognize and thank our own community leaders here in Livermore, our mayors, our council members, our police officers, and fire department, medical services people who are on the front lines, and our school districts members who have been, with their passion and selfless service to the community, have taken us through these difficult times. I would like to take a moment, and I would like all of us to give them a big hand. On behalf of HCCC and everyone here, I welcome all of you to this unique event where we actually share our experiences and we celebrate our experiences in serving the community. Our team have put together a great show for the rest of the day, followed by lunch. I request we continue this partnership in serving the community through the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ramana, for that warm welcome. We now have a short cultural program. We are presenting a pre-recorded performance of a classical dance form of India, Odissi. Odissi is traditionally a dance drama genre of performance art where the artists and musicians play out a story from Hindu text using symbolic costumes, body movement, and expressions. This Odissi piece is called moksha, which means spiritual liberation of one's soul. This is the concluding part of the Odissi repertoire. In this recital, the dancer, through her devotion, unites with the ultimate Almighty. Before we play the video, I would like to briefly introduce the dancer Shaila Karan. Shaila Karan has been learning Odissi under her guru, Bidisha Mohanty, for the last 10 years and loves to dance and express herself through this art form. Shaila was also awarded with Odissi Prativa title. She is happy to showcase Odissi and is grateful to HCCC and Mrs. Padmaja Madhusudan for giving her this opportunity. Moksha, Odissi performance by Shaila Karan. I request Bhaskar there to play the video.
Tata,
Our thanks to the artist Shaila Karan. I need to turn this off. Our thanks to the artist Shaila Karan for sending us the beautiful video. I'd like to next move on to a brief presentation of the activities of the Human Services Committee. I would like to request Mr. Umashankar Meda, the Human Services Chair, and Mr. Anand Gandu, Human Services Volunteer, to help present the Human Services activity from 2020.
Namaskar and welcome to all of you all for yet another wonderful grant in aid program, flagship event for not only HCCC but for the human services of this organization. As our chairman had mentioned earlier, this is our 34th year of giving. We really take pride in mentioning that, and also thank the temple management, right, the past managements who have established and the past founders. This event, is because of them, their dedication, because we always considered Human services is one of the 4 pillars of the temple. We keep mentioning that, we are basically a faith-based organization. In addition to being a faith-based organization, we also encourage 3 other pillars of this temple, which is basically youth and education, the cultural activities, and the human services activities. Again, the divinity lies in serving the humanity. And that is what is truly the tagline of our human services: service to mankind is service to God. And so are all of you all who are present here today, which wonderfully represent serving, the mankind selflessly, which is what is the spirit all about. So with that said, I think human services, I would definitely love to say and thank Katyayani ji and Satya ji, who are, in 1987, you would have heard the year 1987. They just started giving away the blankets. And that was the first thing that were to happen to say that, yes, this temple basically believes in service, and that is what it is. Thank you, Katyayani ji and Satya ji. If you could just stand up. Yes, that said, I think we have, moving on to the next pillar, Y and E, which we also called youth and education. Youth and education services of this temple are phenomenal. Again, they touch catching them young is what is the phrase that is always used. And we definitely do that at this temple. Right from 3-year-olds to 15-year-olds are all coming to this temple on every weekend, and we have dedicated volunteers who are teaching them Sanskrit. It's not just the religious things. They teach Sanskrit language, which is again considered to be abode, language of the abode. And then we also have STEM programs and a lot of other activities that are happening here. And I was told that we touch about 2,000 children every year. For the last 8 years, we have been doing that, especially. So a big hand for the youth and education of the temple. Cultural, again, religious and cultural, they go together. What you just saw was one of the cultural events. And this temple has 2 halls, and it's dedicated to promoting culture and art, and which the temple has been doing very effectively. Again, we encourage, if you have any of your events that you want to showcase here at the temple, please get in touch with the cultural chair. They would definitely help in promoting your programs, and we want to reach out. And there are a lot of youngsters who have been part of this temple, and they are doing excellent in their careers today. That said, we will basically move on to the other areas of what we have touched in terms of human services this year in 2020. I would like Uma Shankar ji, the Human Services Chair, to brief you all on what all activities that he has done this year.
Thank you, Anandji. Good morning, distinguished guests and partner organizations. Thank you so much for coming in spite of the situation. I think we all agree that we are maintaining a little bit of guidelines here as well, and things are getting better. Hopefully it will trend to continue better, and we can continue to serve the communities. So just to recap what in the last 12 months, we never closed doors of all the activities. So for example, human services is a key pillar. And as you all know, some of you have seen and are very familiar since last many years. And not only we meet this time of the year, but I'm in specifically touch with many of you throughout the year. And you also are supporting this organization. So thank you so much for that. So in the last 12 months, we continued our programs through online, like digitally. For examples, every other week, we have seniors who are over 65 plus. They are at homes. They are sitting at homes you know how the situation was in the last 12 months, and it continues to be like that. We wanted to make sure they are getting motivated, and we brought in speakers, we brought in doctors from the county, from the city, and from the volunteers who volunteer here during annual health fair. So we had them speak online through Zoom, through videos, and in addition to that, we did not stop providing them like physical activity as well. We have our yoga teacher who is coming every other week online and teaching them yoga for seniors. So it's an exercise. You just sit on the chair, move your arms, move your back. So it was not easy to come up with this kind of curriculum, but it has made life simple now. People love it. We have seen improvements in the audience level now. Across the Bay Area, across the United States, people join to that. And also, we used to have yoga sessions every Saturday and Sunday in partnership with the Hindu Community Institute, Gauravji. He and the entire extended team took to the next level. They have conducted more than 2,000 classes in the last 12 months. Every day, 3 or 4 classes, and there are teachers from this institution, there are students from this institution attending those sessions. So we did not stop. In addition to that, in the last 12 months, we thought, how can we help the community? We partnered with Livermore School District. We partnered with organizations like Seva International, organizations like Pragnya, because we wanted to make sure how we can extend our arms and make sure we do that. And by doing that, we were able to donate about 7,000 pounds of food, 6,000 to 7,000 pounds of food to the community, which was amazing. So in addition to that, in November and December, we thought it's very cold. We generally do a standard blanket drive, and we called for help. It was overwhelming, actually. Everybody want to donate and be part of it, and that's the beauty of this organization and the people around it. We partnered with Tri-Valley Heaven, who is here today. We partnered with Tracy Interfaith Ministries, and with the help of them, we were able to donate to not only to the needy from that organization, but into the McHenry House in Tracy as well. So you'll be hearing from them as well as they receive the grant check. So it was hundreds and hundreds of blankets during December and January, which was very much needed for the needy, around the Bay Area. So about 400 to 600 blankets were given away. And last but not the least, this drive has opened the doors for everybody in the community, and they want to participate in the events, in the community outreach activities, and we would like to continue that. In the next 12 months, as the management changes here every year, we are not letting them to start from scratch. We are handing over the baton to them and making sure we are raising the bar. We are going to extend the community outreach. We are going to extend the activities that we are doing. We are not going to stop in any ways or means with the pandemic situation. So that's our promise to all of you. So I'll take just a last 1 minute or 2 minutes to invite one of the youngest volunteer on the stage. I will give a history of why I would like to bring him on stage. He has been here since he was 5 years old because his dad and mom were working in the kitchen, inside the temple, in the community outreach, going out and helping. He couldn't sit at home, said, I want to do something. And since then, many years, he learned Sanskrit. He can chant in Sanskrit. If you all know, it's one of the toughest languages and Indian traditional languages. And he sings and he performs his slokas. He teaches to other kids as well. And his name is Advait. I would like to invite him on stage. Please stand here. So Advait, even the mic is not getting adjusted. He's so young, So little bit before he starts, right? So 2 weeks back, he reached out to his dad and hello. Yeah, while we set the mic, 2 weeks back, he went to his dad and said, I heard Umashankar uncle and the team is doing grant in aid. And he asked, what is grant in aid? this dad explained to him, and then he also knew about the winter blanket drive in January. And he connected both the dots, and he called me from his home and said, can I do something, you know? And he won an award in his school recently, and he wanted to take a portion of that money, and he wanted to buy blankets. Today he's here, and he wants to donate it to the Tri-Valley Haven today. So, if you want to introduce yourself and sing a small slokam, and then why you want to donate, okay?
Hi, my name is Advait Woodkuru, and so the reason I wanted, my dad's name is Krishna Woodkuru, and he's right there. Can you raise your hand, Dad? So this temple is it's not a community, it's like my family. I like volunteering here, and this has been the best years of my life. And so I'd like to say that the reason I want to donate all this thing is because I've always wanted to help people and I wanted to make people happy. And so this may not be a lot for you guys, but I tried my best on it, and so I got these.
Can I request Tri-Valley Haven representative, please, if you can come on stage and receive the blanket from our youngest volunteer, Advait.
Thank you so much. This means so much, and that you're starting from a young age is great, and I hope you continue with this passion, and this will help someone in the shelter right now. So, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I would even like to tell a Sanskrit sloka that the temple taught me. It's about Lord Ganesha, and it's called Vakratunda, and it goes like this. Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Namasprabha Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Medeva Sarva Karyeshu Sarvada. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Was it not motivating for all of us? A big round of applause. So we do have a lot of young volunteers who start at very early age, and they have grown up and they are in college now. They are studying college, some of them graduated. So it's generations and generations of culture that this institution is promoting. So with that, I'd like to conclude and hand it over back to our MCs, Geeta. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Umashankar and Mr. Anand and little Advait. Thank you, that was really heartwarming to see. I would now like to request our guests of honor today to come up to the dais as I call out your names, and please help present the grants to the awardees. I would like to first invite representing Livermore Police Department, Lieutenant Jason Boberg. Lieutenant Jason Boberg was born and raised in Livermore. He has been a proud member of the Livermore Police Department for over 21 years. He has managed various areas of the department and is currently the District 2 Area Commander, which includes the area of this temple. He enjoys partnering with the community and is always available as a public safety resource. Welcome, Lieutenant Boberg. If you could please take a seat. Thank you. Next, I would like to invite the Fire Captain Craig Birchtold, representing Livermore Pleasanton Fire Department. Captain Craig has 20 years of service with the fire department. He is one of the captains in charge of training our firefighters and works at a fire station on Scenic Avenue right here in Springtown. Welcome, Captain Birchtoe. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Kelly Bowers to come up to the dais. She is representing Livermore Valley Joint Unified School District. Superintendent Bowers has led the Livermore Valley Joint Unified School District since 2010. She has extensive professional experience as an educator, 13 years as a teacher, as well as 20 years of administrative experience. In the school district, she has served as a grant writer, teacher on special assignment, elementary summer school principal, middle school principal, director of curriculum and special projects, and assistant superintendent of educational services prior to being appointed as the superintendent of the school district. Dr. Bowers is committed to leveraging her doctoral studies and pivotal educational leadership role in order to act as a change agent and make her mark on public education for the betterment of students, teachers, and families residing in the larger Bay Area, which she calls home. Welcome. We would like to now move on to the presentation of grants. So we come to the part we've all been waiting for, the awarding of the grants. So we have 27 grants to be handed out today. I request Mamta, who is here, to help me assist with announcing the recipients. I will be reading out the name of each of the organization in the order it's listed on the brochure, while we give some information about them and also play a video if they have submitted one to us. I request the representative present here to please come up to the dais and receive their grant. The representative is please welcome to say a few words about their organization or how they plan to use the grant that they have just received. For those organizations that are joining us virtually, an HCCC representative will receive the grant and will be mailing the check to them later on. I would also like to invite Mr. Ramana, our chairman, and Mr. Karnakar, our president, to the dais, please. I see Mr. Ramana, yes. Helping me present the grant, the first set of grants will be Fire Captain Birchtoe. I would like to invite the representative of Alameda County Community Food Bank. They are actually here via Zoom, so if Neha or somebody can please come and collect the check on their behalf. Alameda County Community Food Bank is committed to supporting our community during the COVID-19 pandemic and the economic crisis it has created. Grants like this one from HCCC will help ensure that their food inventory stays robust so that they may continue to distribute over 1 million pounds of food each week to those who struggle with hunger. You just have to collect it because they are here virtually on Zoom. Next, I would like to invite the representative of American Legion Livermore Post 47. The Livermore Post 47 of the American Legion is a patriotic veterans organization devoted to mutual helpfulness. They provide programs for high school youth in public speaking through their oratorical contests and training in how local governments work through Boys State and Girls State. Our grant to them will be used to help fund multiple scholarships for young veterans pursuing their education at Las Positas College here. And if you, thank you, and if you'd like to say a few words, please.
I'd like to thank the temple for this grant. It will help our young veterans pursue their education. And I would also like to invite, because one of the things that we concentrate on, like you, is students and education in the community. And we love helping the community. We have programs for the high school youth, and hopefully we can get some of your students in high school to be involved in our programs. Thank you very much.
Next, I would like to invite Srinivas Madineni, representing Asha Jyoti. Over the years, year over year, Asha Jyoti has been working on several diverse campaigns to support education and healthcare for the underprivileged, supporting 6,500 plus kids in 65 plus schools, and providing infrastructure for over 15 schools. With this year's grant and aid support, they will be supporting maintenance of Jan Yuva shelter home and one of the tribal schools in Araku Valley that is managed by Asha Jyoti. If you could please receive it.
Hi, I would like to thank Livermore Temple and all the people who have contributed for the charity work Asha Jyoti is doing. And 10 years back, we started with 5 people. Now it's more than 1,000 people are part of this Asha Jyoti. And we need everybody's help and support. And we are also working closely with the temple for any kind of volunteer activities. Thanks to everyone.
continue to work for AJ in India, whether through implementation or helping with the disbursement of, the funds.
The true satisfaction in donation is when you are part of it.
I'm a volunteer and I'll always be a volunteer.
Thank you for the video. That was really nice to see. Next, I would like to request the representative of Assistance League of Amador Valley to please come up here. Assistant League of Amador Valley, a chapter of the National Assistance League, mission is to transform the lives of children and adults through community programs. Operation School Belt, that traditionally provides new clothing to children in need in the Tri-Valley. They were able to pivot in 2020 and provide headsets with microphones for children for their remote learning. Their Food for Families program purchases and delivers food and groceries to the Tri-Valley Haven Food Pantry. This is your check.
Yes, thank you. And this way? I'm okay here. On behalf of the Assistance League of Amador Valley, we thank the Hindu Community and Cultural Center, Human Services, for this grant. We value our long-term relationship. We are an all-volunteer organization serving the Tri-Valley cities of Livermore, Dublin, and Pleasanton. Your generous grant will help support at least two of our major programs serving children and residents in need. You mentioned Operation School Bell and Food for Families. The goal of Operation School Bell, Clothing the Children program, is to clothe as many school children in need as possible with appropriate school clothing. Studies have shown that children who come to school inappropriately dressed are at a disadvantage. And when they're appropriately dressed, they feel better about themselves. And this results in improved school attendance and classroom performance. You wouldn't think that, but it does. Our Books of Our Own program, also under Operational School Bell, supports literacy by providing books for the children to take home. The teachers select the book titles. We also support education with our Foster Kids program, as well as tutoring. With our Food for Families programs, our volunteers purchase and deliver food to the Tri-Valley Havens Food Pantry. Since the pandemic, our volunteers have doubled their support, shopping twice a week, with an estimated, we understand an estimated increase of about 60% in need caused by the pandemic. Again, thank you to the Human Services Committee from the Hindu Community and Cultural Center for this honor. Thank you.
Next, I would like to request Gaurav Rastogi from the Hindu Community Institute. HCI, or the Hindu Community Institute, is a California nonprofit service learning institution. HCI was founded in 2018 by San Francisco Bay Area professionals, driven by a need to develop much-needed community service solutions by integrating Hindu wisdom, knowledge of humanities, and contemporary technologies. The core mission of HCI is to offer learn-to-serve education tied to Hindu tradition and community services that enhances the wellness and quality of life in the community at large.
My name is Kamlesh Jain. I'm a graduate from this HCI Institute. It's a grand experiment that's being done in this community, in this area. You know, as Geeta ji said, this is the third year for this institute, and the main purpose of the main mission of the institute is to stretch, to extend the services that the Hindu community, especially the new ones, newly planted Indian, people from the shores of India to this community and throughout the US, trying to provide not cultural, I would say spiritual aspects and community aspects, services with the background of the religion that, that's there, but it's not here in this location. So that's a grand experiment that's being done, and I'm sure they'll appreciate the assistance that's being provided through this check. Thank you very much.
Next, if I could request, do we have a video? Please. I need a few minutes before I'm waiting for Captain Bushtoll to be back. You can, okay. Sure. Okay, so moving on. I would like to invite the representative for legal assistance for seniors. Since 1976, legal assistance for seniors has been working to ensure the independence and dignity of seniors by protecting their legal rights through education, counseling, and advocacy. Our support helps them to resolve legal issues in critical areas of older adults' lives, including housing, healthcare, basic income, and safety. They are grateful for partners in the community, such as Hindu Community and Cultural Center, and thank us for our support. You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's wonderful to be here today with such an extraordinary community. And on behalf of Legal Assistance for Seniors, I'd like to thank the Hindu Community and Cultural Center for this grant. Legal Assistance for Seniors has been in existence since 1976, and our mission has been to support seniors throughout Alameda County by protecting their legal rights, their dignity, their independence. We have an extraordinary group of attorneys and healthcare counselors that reach out to every part of our community, even during this COVID-19 pandemic, and I'm very honored to be here representing them today. Your support means that we can reach out to people who are experiencing elder abuse or people who are having difficulty with their housing, and it means a lot. You're really touching the lives of so many people throughout Alameda County, and I'm very appreciative. Thank you so much for this honor. It is wonderful to be with you here today. Thank you.
Next, I would like to invite the representative of One School at a Time, OSAT. One School at a Time is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping rural schools in India in dire need of a strong, safe infrastructure. Since its inception, OSAT has transformed the crumbling, dilapidated, dangerous buildings of 40-plus schools into strong, functional buildings, home away from home to thousands of children in impoverished rural areas of India. By utilizing carefully crafted processes, by employing best practices, and by choosing other like-minded nonprofit organizations as partners, OSAT ensures that all funds raised are utilized optimally to help the chosen schools. If you could please say a few words.
Good morning, everyone, and namaste. On behalf of One School at a Time, I'd like to thank HCCC for giving us this grant. 2018 and 2019 were extremely bad years in terms of floods affecting huge parts of India. Hundreds and hundreds of rural schools were destroyed. Our organization has adopted 10 of those schools, and we are rebuilding those. So every dollar that we raise is going towards rebuilding those. So I thank HCCC for that.
Next, I would like to request the representative of Open Heart Kitchen. And I believe we have a video too. Open Heart Kitchen is the largest hot meal program of its kind in the Tri-Valley area. Founded in 1995 as a small grassroots effort to address hunger in the Tri-Valley, Open Heart Kitchen serves meals at multiple locations in Dublin, Livermore, and Pleasanton. There is no qualifying process, and meals may be eaten at their multiple serving sites or taken to go. They work in cooperation with local food pantries and various Tri-Valley nonprofits whose missions promote nutrition and hunger relief. Open Heart Kitchen.
Thank you, HCCC, and to all of the other recipients today. It is an honor to be among so many esteemed nonprofits and community leaders. Open Heart Kitchen had a very challenging time last year. It was our 25th year anniversary, and due to the pandemic, our hot meal program, which the funding is supporting, had to change to a curbside pickup to go model. And we operate out of Robert Livermore Community Center Monday through Friday, giving out hot meals. HCCC has also supported our homeless clients by giving cases of bottled water to our hot meal program and for our street outreach. Thank you very much. It is an honor to be represented today and to receive your funding. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Captain Birchtoll, for helping us give out the grants. I would now like to request Dr. Kelly Bowers to present the next set of grants.
Thank you, Geeta. Now I would like to request Parents Helping Parents representative. They are on the Zoom right now, so I would like to request Neha to come and collect the check. The Parents Helping Parents institution, they envision a world where children of all abilities are valued, represented, and included. They want families to be filled with hope and optimism about their children. Now we will play a video.
In our community, 1 in 5 people have special needs. If you're concerned about your loved one's development, or if they've been recently diagnosed, Parents Helping Parents is here to help. At Parents Helping Parents, we will listen to your concerns, help you identify strengths and challenges, brainstorm options, share resources and information, and empower you to set a course of action. You are not alone on your journey. Parents Helping Parents is here to support, educate, and inspire you to build a bright future for your loved one with special needs.
Now I would like to request Rishi Chowdhury or Lori Murphy, representing People to People Foundation. People to People Foundation is a non-profit organization established to provide shelter, care and education to the poor and orphanage children in India, teaching those skills that will create a positive change in their lives and in their communities. Launched in October 2010, People to People Foundation was established to partner with orphanages that cater to the needs of the children.
Good morning. Maybe I could take this up. People to People Foundation was formed by Lori and Jim Murphy in Pleasanton during their first visit to India, and they fell in love with the children who were impoverished, and especially in the orphanages in Bangalore. So they formed the organization, and I joined as a part of it because I asked them how many Indians are there because they're supporting India. And believe it or not, there was 1 out of 40 people. And I felt ashamed. I said, well, I have to join this organization regardless. So I joined them since 2010. And 100% people in our organization serve the volunteers, and all the 100% money goes to the 3 orphanages in Bangalore. Some of them are AIDS affected, HIV, sorry, not AIDS, but HIV affected children who were supported by a nonprofit there. And there's one organization, orphanage, which is mostly girls. And we are very proud to say that they have graduated 4 girls into colleges. Now they are going into colleges. So after they pass the college, hopefully they will contribute to the society and these organizations. So this is a very, very noble cause, and we are proud to be part of it. And thank you so much for the grant, and all these grant money goes for the education and also food for the children. Thank you very much.
Now I would like to call Kishan and Kavita, representing Pragna. The Pragna Community Integration Initiative provides participants with weekend programs that include community activities and integrated volunteer experiences that develop a sense of belonging for the neurodiverse individuals, while also providing them the neurotypical peer circle of support to aid in this process. Based on the individual and family-centric approach, the program utilizes a variety of trained peer support, group activities, educational workshop, and community-based activities.
Pragna. It's a Sanskrit term which really means a very heightened sense of awareness. Pragna as an organization came into existence to kind of understand the puzzle or the maze that is autism, and also to spread the message of neurodiversity acceptance. At Pragna, we developed an ally support program which draws heavily from the wisdom therapy concept that Dr. Shawnee Robbins, a Stanford psychologist, introduced, which incorporates skills of empathy, mindfulness, ego transcendence, humility, into developing something called communication hygiene, which enables each and every single person to be able to interact and integrate and understand how to communicate with somebody that is different. At Pragna, we use this ally support program to train neurotypical individuals like you and me to integrate and communicate with individuals who are neurodiverse, like people with autism, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, to give everybody a semblance of what it means to accept one another without judgment. At Pragna, we have programs for children ages of 2 and 18, where they learn and play together. We also have programs where we have adults who are above the age of 18, which is the Pragnya My Pack program, where both communities, the neurodiverse and the neurotypical, come together to interact with each other. The goal is to build a non-judgmental and accepting world, welcoming of diversity, where every single human being, every single individual is given an opportunity to live a life of dignity and respect with all the appropriate supports.
Namaste, and thank you so much, HCCC, for continuing to support Pragnya. And first of all, a big round of applause to every single person in this room who's doing whatever they're doing to serve our community. So please give yourselves a big round of applause. And please accept our heartfelt gratitude on behalf of Pragnya and all our allies and all our Pragnya families for everything that you do, because together we make this world a better place. 2020 was a hard year for many people. Unprecedented is a term that was thrown around all over the place, including school districts. And everybody was feeling that sense of isolation. You know, many of us locked in our homes, not sure what's going to happen. If you sneezed, if you didn't wear a mask, what would people say? How would you be judged? Now, I just want you to hold on to that thought and remember how that felt, and understand that this is exactly what neurodiverse individuals feel on a daily basis. Every family that has a neurodiverse child feels that sense of isolation and feels that sense of seclusion, not because of anybody's fault, but because of the fact that there's really not that acculturation and awareness that happens. So at Pragnya, during 2020, we didn't pause for a moment. We tripled the number of engagements and interactions during that year. We used to be a weekend program, but we became a week-long program where we used technology, we used social distancing guidelines, we creatively thought about doing things outdoors, and at the same time, we started creating true circles of support thanks to the wonderful allies that came onto the program, and thanks to Zoom, number one, and all the other virtual platforms that have been in existence. So every single day of the week, we've had some engagement or the other. We have, in fact, the money that we're going to get from HCCC. We're a completely volunteer-run program, run purely on private donations and support from organizations like HCCC. And the money that we are getting from here and whatever we've been raising for Pragnya has been going to support even special ed students who do not have the targeted in-person support till the governor mandated it, where we started in-person tutoring programs for these children at no cost. So we've been, and at the same time, we also built out our young adults program where people who have neurodiversity typically have comorbidities of major depressive disorder and suicidal ideation. So providing that support, even in terms of parental support groups, is what we've done at Pragnya. So I really urge every single one of you today to please take a moment, check us out at Pragnya. It doesn't cost you anything to be an ally. Please find out how you can be an ally and how you can support somebody who is different. So please do check out Pragnya. Thank you again for all the love and support, and truly, together we will get through all of this and we'll make this world a better place. Thank you.
We have the honor and pleasure of the company of Dr. T.V. Nagendra Prasad, the Consul General from the Consulate of India, San Francisco. And I would request Dr. Jyoti Sharma to introduce him.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. This is Jyoti Sharma, one of the board of directors and a volunteer for the temple. It gives me great pleasure to invite Dr. Nagendra Prasad to the stage first, sir. Please, can you come onto the stage? Let's give him a big hand. So it gives me great pleasure to say a couple of sentences about Dr. Nagendra Prasad. He's the Consul General of India, San Francisco, looking after west coast of America, which includes 12 western states, promoting Prime Minister Narendra Modi's economic, health, and investment plans among NRIs, Asian physicians, by the way, I'm one of the physicians, Indo-American businessmen, and American investors coming to India. Thank you, sir. Thank you for doing all that. He represents 1 million Indo-Americans in 12 states of United States. So little background about Nagendra Prasad Garu is that he is from Andhra Pradesh, and I'm very proud of that because we are from Andhra Pradesh, we are from Hyderabad, and that's one of the things. He joined, a little bit history about him briefly, he joined the Indian Foreign Service in the year 1993 and served various positions at Indian missions including Tehran, London, a lot of other places. He was India's ambassador to several countries from 2014 to 2018. So let's give a warm welcome to Prasad Garu. Thank you so much. I also want to say his beautiful wife, Padmavati, is there on the floor, and I would invite her onto the stage later on. Thank you.
Thank you, Jyoti Garu. We would like to continue with the grants. I would like to invite Mukunda Acharya to represent Sandhya's Touch. Is Mukunda Acharya here? She's represented. Sandhya's Touch, their mission is to improve the quality of life of individuals dealing with a chronic or serious illness by sponsoring projects that supports these patients and their families.
First of all, thank you to HCC for this grant. That you would consider us smaller organizations as, and you call us partners, is very humbling. Some of us have the privilege and power that, in this pandemic, it is our duty to serve and help those who are underprivileged. So thank you so much for your support to HCCC. Thank you.
Now I would like to invite Nancy Wright, representing Sandra J. Wing Healing Therapies Foundation. Is she here? Sandra J. Wing Healing Therapies Foundation provides healing therapies, personalized navigation, and education at no cost to cancer patients. Though there are many hundreds of healing therapies and wonderful treatment options, the Sandra J. Wing Healing Therapies Foundation focuses on 5 therapies that its founder experienced during her cancer journey: acupuncture, acupressure, therapeutic massage, guided and visual, imaginary, and deep breathing meditation.
On behalf of the Sandra J. Wing Healing Therapies Foundation, I want to thank HCCC for their continued support and generosity, particularly during this last year when cancer patients felt even more isolated. I don't know if any of you have had to be in the hospital lately, but there's no family there. There's no advocacy. It's very difficult. Our healing therapies try to prepare people for that and help people after they've gotten out of surgery. I think Sandra listed them so you can see them. But if anybody here has cancer or knows anybody with cancer in either Alameda or Contra Costa County, I have these brochures. Please pick one up. They're a little outdated and we haven't printed anything this year. So the website is the best way to get a hold of us, and we will help you. We will help you. These are grants given to cancer patients who are undergoing chemo or radiation, and we want to help everybody, all of our neighbors. So please, if you know anybody, let us help. And thank you very much.
I was diagnosed with early stage ovarian cancer and uterine cancer.
She was diagnosed with 2 types of cancers, and that was devastating for us.
It's a ripple effect, and I describe it, like throwing a stone in a pond. That impact of that cancer diagnosis is that stone, being thrown, and then the ripples go out far and wide. The burden of treatment is so high that it's just unrealistic to expect a patient to do it all alone. So what happens? Their loved ones have to step in.
After every round of chemo, about 2 or 3 days later, you would know, for certain, you would know that you were going to feel like you were beat up. Your body aches and muscle pain, bone pain was pretty intense, and that's when I tried the therapies that we offer now.
With the chemo treatment, as anybody who has been touched by cancer, comes another whole set of issues that a lot of people don't even talk about. I would recommend for the caregiver to learn a little bit of these therapies, because in the middle of the night it's you and the patient, and you can apply some of those techniques. And firsthand, this really helped Sandra and helped me.
These therapies really are super. This really can help a person get in the proper state of mind, get in the proper calmness to be able to receive what they're about to undertake.
I think this foundation allows many of our patients who may be skeptical of integrative and healing therapies, who may be so focused on just getting through their day and the side effects from their treatments. This foundation allows them to cross that threshold. Once they cross the threshold, once they experience the benefit, it changes their worldview. It changes the worldview of their families and their community. And I think that's when we now can create another ripple effect. And that ripple effect is not of the negative consequences of cancer, but all the goodness that comes from being treated as a whole person.
Now I would like to request Ramani Iyer, Partha Chakravarti, representing Sankara Netralaya. The grants will be used to perform the cataract surgeries on intelligent patients at the Netralaya in India.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and HCC management, good afternoon and namaste. On behalf of Sankarnetralaya USA and Sankarnetralaya Chennai, I want to thank Human Services Committee and the management of HCCC Livermore for recognizing the services of Sankarnetralaya and granting the aid. This grant will be used to provide services to the poor people who are visually impaired. Following the policy of Sankarnetralaya, HCCC will be notified of the recipients and the services rendered. Now about Sankarnetralaya USA, it's a fundraising organization of Sankarnetralaya Chennai, India, which was founded by the current Chairman Emeritus, Dr. S.S. Badrinath, to provide quality vision care to visually impaired people, especially to economically backward poor patients, free of cost. This is possible partly due to the generous contributions funds raised by you through funds raised in USA. At this time, I want to share with you all that Sankarnetralaya Chennai has been listed as one of the best ophthalmic hospitals in the world by Newsweek's top 100 hospitals of 2020. Also, I received the news yesterday that Newsweek has ranked Sankarnetralaya as one of the world's best ophthalmic centers for 2021. This is 2 years in a row. I'm really proud to be part of the organization. Thank you all again.
Now, the next organization is Sevalaya. I would like to request Manikam Damodaran. They provide food, shelter, clothing, education, and medical services to the underprivileged and the orphanage children. And they also provide assistance to the victim of the natural calamities to support rural development and upliftment of the poor sections by providing job-related training. And they provide clothing and shelter to homeless people.
First of all, I would like to thank HCCC for this grant. It's an honor and privilege to receive this grant for the second subsequent year. And I'm also delighted that I've been part of both the HCC and Livermore Temple and Sevalaya. So two of the greatest organizations that are non-profit oriented. And what I want to assure you is that each and every penny of this grant will be used for the benefit of the underprivileged and the challenged people. And in India, this nonprofit has been in existence for well over 30 years, serving the orphans and destitute women and men. And they provide legal services, free legal services to the villagers, and they provide free healthcare services for the people around the Sevalaya, and they provide education, free education, including books and backpacks, shoes, clothing, everything, uniform, and free food. Anyone coming to the school can go to the dining hall and eat free. That is the kind of a thing. The idea is that no child should attend the school empty and hungry. So I want to assure you that every penny of this one will be used for the right cause, and thank you very much for this grant.
We have a video of that? Okay. Now I would like to request Guru Prasad ji, representing Seva International. They specialize in disaster relief and rehabilitation. Their development program focuses on family services, child, tribal, and refugee welfare, women empowerment, health, and education. In addition to their work in the US, they have undertaken development projects in Colombia, Guyana, India, Kenya, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka.
Namaste, everyone. On behalf of Seva International, first of all, I would like to thank our Hindu Culture and Community Center here. In spite of all this COVID, they are able to help 27 or 29 organizations like us. It's an amazing thing that they're doing. Give them a big hands up to all. And I'd like to say thanks to Uma Shankarji, Anand Gunduji, Ramanaji, and the whole the board here. They're doing an extremely good job during the COVID time. It's not easy to run a temple. Usually we come here for religious purpose. This is beyond religion. This is helping the community. And like he said, they are donating shelter work and stuff like that. So we have been partnered. We are happy to partner with Livermore Temple and also a lot of the partner organization here to help the people that's in need. And unfortunately, this is still continuing. And I would also like to thank Dr. Nagaprasad ji, and probably he doesn't know me very well, but the amount of work the team is doing along with Rajesh Naik ji is amazing. Actually, I'm going to India today on an emergency. I was able to get my visa within a day. So they called me and said that, Guru, you don't have this application set properly. Please fill it up and make sure that you're back. So this is an amazing kind of work. Not only helping people like us, even international students. A lot of people had to go back because of their family situations, and they came forward, making sure they were there at the airport, making sure that the people are able to get back to that. And this is an amazing thing we are doing in such a great community, and we are all very fortunate for us, all of us, to come together. In Seva International, as most of you know, is in 23 countries, serving 23 countries. Just in US, we're in 42 chapters, and I happen to be one of the representatives of the Bay Area. We do a lot of, Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu. Everybody deserves to be, equally empowered and be happy. So we try to strive together in case of disaster or any kind of situation, and COVID happens to be one of them. So I'm very happy to say that we are all, as a group together, with all the partner organizations, we are able to donate more than 3 million pounds of food from March to this, and it's continuing. And every week, US Department of Agriculture is sending fresh food and to the deserving people. And Dr. Kelly Baurji, we have been partnered with you guys in the Livermore School District. We are doing after-school education and also able to donate food to the school district as well. This is very nice of us to do that. Today, just 3 trucks, 1,200 families, still donations happening in Milpitas area. If any of you partner organizations do know they need help, please connect us, and with the people can come and pick up the food and wherever it's really necessary. And thank you very much. Thanks to all of you people for doing a good job. Together, we serve better. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Bowers. And the next set of grants will be done by Lieutenant Jason Bober. I would like to invite Sudha Raju Sharma and Vidya, representing Shri 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 Hanumanta Kali Vara Prasada Babu Trust. The trust provides free medical care in the hospital with an average of 50 to 100 outpatients per day, free medical camps along with the medicines, free normal and cesarean delivery while wheelchair, crutches, hearing aids to the physically challenged, free eye camps including the medicines, operations and the specs, blood donations camps, organ donations, awareness camps.
Thank you so much to the HCCC and for doing such amazing work. This is the 3rd year that I am privileged to collect this on behalf of the HKVPB Trust that has been established in India in 1972. It was our Guruji's, Babuji Maharaj's fondest wish to have a fully functional, well-equipped hospital to treat the needy, a fully functional school to help deserving children, and more than 3 decades later, we do have both of those in place. The hospital does so many amazing things and provides much needed care for the communities in Andhra Pradesh. The school today has 600 students that fully avail, and so many students have gone through all of the school and college and now have careers of their own. And so this donation, 3 years in a row, every single dollar counts and will go to expand those services. I'm so privileged today to be here in the midst of so many deserving organizations, and it is really humbling to see such great work. Like we say in the ashram, Manava Seva is Madhava Seva, and really there's no more divine work than helping our fellow communities. So thank you so much.
Just a humble request. I would like to request all the recipients to wear the mask, just to follow the rules. That would be great. And next organization representing is SUCAM. Sorry, I'll take 1 minute. Do we have the video of Shri Shri? No, we do. Okay. So, you would like to request to SUCAM representative? They help people be well prepared for the life transition, including the illness, death, and the bereavement. Thereby, they can live healthy and meaningful lives to the fullest in SUCAM. These funds will support their continued pursuit of this mission by promoting awareness and action among our community members towards the goal. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon and namaste again. I'm receiving this check on behalf of SUCAM. I also volunteer for SUCAM. You know, as if the problems in the world are not enough, COVID-19 had to come in and throw a monkey wrench into it. So when I look at all the organizations here and the work everybody is doing, I'm sure COVID-19 kind of exacerbated so many issues in the community that all of us had to kind of adapt and run with the ball. And for many of us, the number of programs and services we were offering kind of went exponentially up. So grants like this really help us a lot. So on behalf of SUCAM, I'd like to thank HCCC, because every dollar goes such a long way. Thank you so much.
Do you have video? Okay.
We need to change it.
Here's a surprising event. The city of Livermore is recognizing HCCC for its contribution to the community. We have a brief video from the Vice Mayor of the city of Livermore, and I would also like Dr. TV Nagendra Prasad to actually hand over the proclamation to our chairman and president.
Good morning, members of the Hindu Community and Cultural Center of Livermore. I'm Vice Mayor Trish Monroe, and I'm honored to be here on behalf of Mayor and City Council of Livermore to recognize all your efforts and contributions to the city. Mayor Warner sends his regrets. Unfortunately, Well, fortunately, he had the vaccine and he is a little under the weather. The good news is he does have the vaccine, and so may we all very soon. Before I begin, I would like to acknowledge a few important people. First of all, welcome to Livermore to the Consulate General of India, Dr. T. Nagendra Prasad. And thank you so much for taking time out to join this proclamation ceremony. I'd also like to thank Krishna Vutukuru, Jyoti Sharma, Risha Sudha, and all the team for taking out time to reach out to us and partner in coordinating this ceremony. Life on Zoom is interesting. I know it's taken some work on everybody's part. Thank you so much. With that, I would like to read our proclamation. Here it is. It will be sent directly, and I will, of course, do the usual Zoom presentation handoff. So here is what it says. Whereas the city of Livermore is home to people of different national origins, immigration, or refugee status, cultures, histories, ethnicities, religious affiliations, or none, gender identities, sexual orientation, ages, education, economic status, and physical, mental, or emotional abilities. Our strength is derived from our diversity and inclusiveness, from respecting one another, from welcoming immigrants and others, and from collaboration with one another across our differences. And whereas the City Council believes that a city can best stand against intolerance and hate through leading by example and living our shared community values of welcome, inclusion, and respect, and by developing common ground in venues that allow us to talk and work together in service to each other in our community. And whereas this year, India celebrates its 74th anniversary as the world's largest democracy, serving as a sanctuary in the South Asian region, welcoming persecuted peoples, India's constitution shares many of the same values of respect for cultural and religious diversity, equal rights, civic duty, and freedom of religion, expression, and speech. And whereas Indian Americans have assimilated these principles and have positively impacted the regional economy and the community as educators, professors, innovators, researchers, and scientists, upholding the importance of diversity and tolerance while bringing forward strong family values and civic responsibility. And whereas the Livermore Hindu Community and Cultural Center espouses these values, which is exemplified in its many activities, such as its annual grant and aid program, which supports several community-based activities that assist those in need. The grant and aid program serves all Livermore residents and includes free healthcare, screenings, bone marrow donor registrations, canned food drives, and clothing distributions at the Veterans Hospital. Now, therefore, the City of Livermore City Council, on the occasion of the Grant and Aid celebration, recognizes these many positive contributions the Indian American community has made, and greatly thanks, members of the Hindu Community and Cultural Center for their ongoing support and the lasting positive impact they have made in Livermore. And I will now present proclamation. Thank you so much.
Good morning to all of my friends at the Shiva Vishnu Hindu Community Cultural Center. I'm former Livermore Mayor John Marchand, and I have to say that the Grant and Aid program has always been one of my favorites to attend. I'm sorry that we can't be together today, but I want to thank all of you for the great work that you do for our community and for the world. Thank you all.
To request Dr. Prasad to speak a few words. Yes, the mic is right there.
Good afternoon to everyone, the dignitaries on the dais and the representatives of various grant and aid, the voluntary organizations. It's a great pleasure and honor for me to be here in the midst of you. It's a proud moment for Indian American community for their contributions to the humanitarian aspects here. I think that is our culture. Indian ethos dictate that we must serve humanity. We are very proud of 1.5 million community which lives on the West Coast, which is under our jurisdiction of the Consulate General of India, San Francisco. It is heartening to know that various kinds of organizations, though you have left India, though you made this country as your home, still you carry a bit of India in your heart and then still serve India in whatever possible way possible. Having said that, I must mention to you that during the COVID also, our consulate has been providing uninterrupted services by taking all precautions. We have about 8 flights a week from San Francisco to India, including some direct flights to Bangalore, which were launched recently. And consulate is full of services. Almost we do about 700 to 800 services a day. It's an honor and then pleasure for us to serve the community in this part of US. As regards India and then US relationship, it is ever growing from strength to strength. As late as yesterday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Biden and then Prime Minister of Japan, Prime Minister of Australia had a Quad meeting, which is basically, the democracy is coming together to serve the humanity and then to help the globe, the world, to pull out of this economic slowdown which has happened due to COVID. Not only that, I must mention to you about the COVID. India, as far as on date, we have handled it very well, I must say. That today, the recovery percentage as high as 98%, whereas the mortality rate or fatality rate is as low as half of the world average. That has really saved the country because of all precautions taken. Today, India, as a pharmacy of the world, has been supplying medicines to the entire world related to COVID, not related to COVID. Particularly the cooperation in this sector between US and India has been phenomenal. The remdesivir, which has been being used as the medicine for COVID treatment, Gilead from this part of the world has tied up with 7 Indian companies to produce remdesivir and then export to the world. And today, India stands out as the country which has vaccinated 25 million people, highest in the world. And it is one of them is indigenous vaccine, Covaxin. Bharat Biotech has produced it. And another vaccine, Covishield, which is with Oxford cooperation. So both vaccines are being, have been launched and then are being inoculated in India on a mission mode. Not only that, our Prime Minister and then going by our ancient traditions of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, we consider the world as one family. So as per that principle, we have extended the vaccines to 68 countries today. Not only that, to the neighboring countries like Maldives, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Nepal, we have supplied these vaccines, around 60 million doses of vaccines free of cost. That is basically our resolve to see that everyone gets out of it. And even yesterday, our Honorable Prime Minister said that the world will not be safe with any country having COVID. So we have to work together to produce more vaccines. There was a unanimous support from all the leaders to accelerate vaccine production in India. So we look forward to that effort to get out of this pandemic. I think today we stand here and the countries like the largest democracy, India, and then the oldest democracy, India, stand as natural partners to help the globe to prosper and then to progress. With these few words, I would like to once again thank and then actually compliment the HCCC and entire board of directors, and those who are working behind the scenes for their great effort besides their professional works, busy professional works, sparing their time and then making Indians proud, making and flying India's flag very high. Please continue your efforts, and then if as a consulate we can do something, please reach out to us. We are there every minute for you at the consulate. Thank you very much. Dhanyawad. Namaskar.
I would like to request Dr. Prasad to present the grant to Lieutenant Jason Bober, representing the Police Department, Livermore. Yes. Could you say a few words?
Is this thing on?
Yeah.
So although the police chief, Jeremy Young, could not be here today, he'd like to pass along his deepest appreciation to the HCCC and all the great work that's being done here in the community. With the grant money and through partnerships with the Livermore Police Officers Association and our other partners, we'll be able to help fund youth programs that have been going on for years. So thanks again.
Next, I request Dr. Prasad to present the grant to Fire Captain Craig Bushtoll, representing Livermore Pleasanton Fire Department.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Craig Birchtoll on behalf of Livermore Pleasanton Fire Department. I'd like to thank you. We're honored to be here. It's a very distinguished award to get. The last year for us has been a major change. We're used to being in the community. We're used to having participation. We're used to having kids come visit our firehouse. We're used to the public come visit our firehouse. It's been a big change for us, but hopefully we can get through that. And we look forward to having everybody come visit our firehouse, getting back into the schools, educating the public so we can all be safe. We strive to make sure everybody feels like family, including anybody that we run a call on. So thank you again.
Next, I request Dr. Prasad to present the grant to Dr. Kelly Bowers of Livermore Valley Joint Unified School District.
So thank you on behalf of the Livermore Valley Joint Unified School District. I just wanted to tell you how very special this day is. And exactly 1 year ago today was the day that our school district voted to go into school dismissal. So it was March 13th, 2020. So that was a day of a very difficult decision. And we all know that it has been very hard on families and on all the people who serve them. But throughout, we persevered and we had hope, but it's really fitting that today we are here together because this is my first public event since then that has not been virtual, and it's pretty amazing because I just couldn't miss it. I've been probably 17 years now, I think I've been coming to this event, and even though this is a grant, we never take it for granted. It has been such an amazing support for our children, for our youth, for our education. And so this really does give us all hope, and you are touching the lives of so many. So I just want to make sure that you know how incredibly important it is. I'm going to share a brief quote from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He always said that anyone can be great because anyone can serve. And there's greatness in this room. There's greatness in this congregation. And I'm just fortunate and humbled to be any part of it. So namaste. Thank you.
I would like to request Mr. Ramana to felicitate Dr. Prasad. I request Dr. Jyoti Sharma to come up here and felicitate Dr. Kelly Bowers. I would like Mr. Anand Gandu to come up here and felicitate Lieutenant Boberg representing the police department. I would like to request Mr. Krishna Utukuru to come up here to facilitate Fire Captain Craig Burstall from Livermore Pleasanton Fire Department. I request Mrs. Padmavati Garu to come up here. I would like to invite Katyayani Auntie and Satya Uncle. I don't know where you are. If you could please come up here.
So while they are coming on the stage, just for the folks who don't know them, they are one of the founders of this institution. Not only the founders, they put a strong framework for human services. Without that, we would not be here today.
Mr. Karunakar Garu, if you can please come up here.
Please come.
ಒಂದೇ ಸಾಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ Kathy, can I request you to say a few words?
You can say.
Yeah. Both of you are welcome. Yeah.
Thank you very much for the honor. I don't know whether I deserve it or not, but the temple has given me an opportunity to volunteer, and I learned a lot from this institution, and I am an eternal student. I was a teacher for 35 years. I was a student when I was teaching, and when I started volunteering, I'm still learning, and thank you for this honor. I preserve it, I treasure it, and I'm humbled by this honor. Thank you so much, and thank you.
We feel extremely honored and humbled by this recognition. The temple has given us an opportunity to become better human beings for the past 40 years. Thank you all for your support.
Thank you, Katyayani Auntie and Satya Uncle. Without your support and guidance, we wouldn't be here today. And now we would like to continue on with the award presentation, and I think I'll hand it over to Mamta.
Thank you, Geeta. Now I would like to request the representative of Kid Connection, Lisa. In a playroom setting guided by the adult, children develop their own rules and routine. They learn about their feeling, the ways to get along, and to develop their self-concept. One goal of the Kid Connection is to help children be successful in the future school and social situations. They are a research-based program. Data collected and analyzed over the past 25 years indicates that the students who participate in the Kids Connection increase school-related competencies and decrease problem behavior.
Thank you so much. I'm just honored and humbled to be here today to accept this grant on behalf of the Kid Connection. So for 29 years now, the Kid Connection has been supporting the social emotional adjustment of our students. And on March 22nd, one short week away from Monday, our students are going to again experience one of the biggest adjustments of their childhood as they return to our campuses for in-person learning. So the Kid Connection is going to support elementary age students with that adjustment, and this money is going to be used to purchase materials to help children deal with the anxiety they may be feeling, to help students regulate their emotions, and to adjust back to school. HCCC has been supporting the Kid Connection for over 10 years, and we are so grateful for your support. Thank you.
Now I would like to request Carrie Grover, representing Tracy Interfaith Ministries. Tracy Interfaith Ministries is the only food bank in Tracy and provides food for more than 40,000 low-income and homeless individuals a year. They provide the equivalent of 500K meals a year, all with 100% volunteer staff and donations from the community. I think you would like to talk. Sure.
Thank you very much. I'm really appreciative of you thinking of us over in Tracy. We, as she said, we're the only food bank in Tracy, and we serve a lot of families. About 60 a day come to us for food, clothing. We also provide rental assistance, emergency utility bills, PG&E, water bills. This money will be able to help not only keep families in their home, but keep the lights on and the utilities on and provide a lot of food. So thank you very much for your support.
Videos. Okay. Now I would like to invite Tri-Valley Haven representative. Tri-Valley Haven greatly appreciates this generous grant from the Hindu community. That's the statement. The funding they have will be providing with the Tri-Valley Haven's Children's Advocate to purchase essential items for the children residing at their domestic violence shelter. They are planning to use this grant for necessities that are not covered through other funding, such as school books, tennis shoes, medication, or athletic equipment, so that the child can play on a sports team. Would like to.
On behalf of everyone at Tri-Valley Haven, I would just like to start by saying thank you to HCCC. We've really been hit hard during this ongoing pandemic, especially for women who are trapped at home with their abusers. And we're going through a C-session, if you didn't know it. A lot of daycares have been closed. And so most women are expected to leave work to take care of their children, which also impacts the women in our shelter as they try to find employment. So definitely this grant is much needed to help women who are trying to be sustainable and leave their abusers to have more peaceful lives for their children. And also we rely on so many other organizations to help us with this mission, such as Open Heart Kitchen. We partner with them on Tuesdays and Thursdays to distribute groceries at the fairgrounds. And then the Assistance League from earlier, as you may have heard, donates weekly to our food pantry, which we really need it during this time as we just run on donations. We also provide hygienic products there as well, and baby products. So thank you so much, because this will help our homeless services in our 2 shelters so much. So thank you very much.
Now the organization I'm representing is Uplift Family Services. They are joining through the live stream. I would like Neha to come and collect the grants. They are California's largest and the most comprehensive nonprofit behavioral health provider, servicing more than 33,000 children and their family members annually. They take a state-of-the-art approach to children and adolescents with complex behavioral health challenges and help them recover from the traumas such as abuse, severe neglect, addiction, and poverty. For youth that exits this program, more than 90% are living in the community, staying in school, and remaining out of trouble. Thank you, Neha. Now I would like to request a representative of Warriors for Empowerment. Om Tiku. Warriors for Empowerment is a nonprofit organization that empowers the life of underprivileged children through the power of education. They provide every child with a high-quality education, books, school supplies, uniform, and one-on-one mentoring. They are dedicated to providing education to the children in villages across India. Currently, they have children from the villages of Andhra Pradesh, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Delhi, and Punjab. They are a 100% volunteer-driven organization, and every dollar goes directly to the children they support.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests and honoraries. It's a privilege to be here amongst a room full of change makers. On behalf of Warriors for Empowerment, we'd like to thank HCCC for this grant and aid award. We will put it to best use, and as many of the nonprofits in this room know, 2020 was a very challenging and difficult year for many of us. So we really appreciate this grant and aid award, and we thank you. Warriors for Empowerment's mission and vision is to inspire, educate, and empower underprivileged children in villages across India. And several of our children come from orphan backgrounds and single-family households. So it's been very uplifting and very empowering to see, despite the circumstances and challenges that these children come from, how they succeed and how they uplift themselves through the power of education. And that is why Warriors for Empowerment believes in educating each and every underprivileged children. And we first, when we used to visit India, a lot of our children used to call us sir and madam. I know many of you who visit India know how common those phrases are. And over the years, these same children of ours now refer to us and our team members as Didi and Bhaiya, which basically means sister and brother. So not only are they empowering themselves, but that strong bond with our team here in America, in California, has got established over the years. They look to us as their mentors and confidants. And I know in the near future, through this power of education, there are going to be the future superintendent, lawyers, doctors, engineers, and police officers, and firefighters, and that is what the power of education does. So thank you, HCC, once again on behalf of the Warriors for Empowerment team, and thank you to this room full of change makers. It's an honor to be here with all of you. Thank you.
Now I would like to request representative of Will Be There Foundation, Vidya Ramakrishna. Will Be There Foundation is a nonprofit organization that promotes leadership, supports teenage mental health, offers resources, and encourages volunteering. It seeks to build a local and international network of nonprofit organizations. They engage and encourage teenagers to become future leaders and social entrepreneurs. In particular, they focus on teen mental health from low-income and under-deserved communities. During California wildfires and COVID pandemic, Will Be There Foundation went beyond the call of duty to find and organize the resources that serve the local community.
Hello everyone. I'm accepting this on behalf of Aditi Bagepalli and Will Be There Foundation, and would like to thank Livermore Temple and HCC for enabling all these wonderful organizations and individuals here today, and acknowledging the community service and encouraging all of us to continue to do so. So this generous grant will be used towards creating more programs, focusing towards teen mental health, which we feel is kind of a need of our now, especially in this isolating COVID times. So we at Will Be There Foundation truly appreciate and thank you for this honor. Thank you.
So also we would like to honor one more person who is also a very, very long time supporter of Hindu Community and Cultural Center, Kishan. Kishan is also known as Altu Baba, and Kavita ji is called as Paltu Rani. If you hear in the radio, it's a very, very popular segment. It's when I drive from Cisco to Livermore, it used to take 1 hour 25 minutes, and without their radio, I would not have passed the 680 or 580. So they are so good program. Hats off to them. And And in addition to that, they are very strong supporter. They are the MCs of the radio station as well. They do Pragnya, which is a very good non-profit organization, conditions with the medical conditions, kids, they're helping a lot. So I'd like to request Venkat Meka, Board of Liaison for Human Services and Board of Directors to honor Kishanji.
We'll take a photo opportunity.
Thank you. Kishanji, you would like to speak?
Sure. He just told me I'm from the radio, so I'd love to speak, I suppose. Thank you all. It's an honor to be here. Every time I come here, I've been coming here for 3 years, and I'm touched and humbled by the wonderful work everybody does here. And thank you all for the panelists who have been patiently giving out all those checks. I know it's like 2-3 hours of sitting out there and listening to all the things that you're doing. And thank you for wonderful service that you guys offer us, maybe the Police Department or the Fire Department or the Education Department. It's excellent to have you all here. I just want to say one thing. For us, service is very important. Being off service is important. They say, right, no matter what, don't expect anything in return. Do it. It's there in our Gita as well. There was a kid here called Aditya. Where's the guy? Is he left? I would have wanted him to recite that particular shloka. Advait was here. Is he here still? No? Oh, he's busy with work. There you go. So we believe that, you got to be of service. Don't expect anything in return. There's a wonderful shloka in Sanskrit, which actually is, it describes that very clearly. And even the council general, he talked about the fact that for us, seva is very important, being of service. And somebody also talked about a wonderful thing which said that Manava Seva is Madhava Seva. It was, I forget, somebody sitting out there. It's wonderful. Thank you so much for that statement. That's very true for us. Serving the people is equivalent to serving God. So I want to thank you all for doing this wonderful service you're doing out there, and thank you for this honor. Really appreciate it. I love this silk. It's an honorable thing to have this kind of a shalya from an organization like you guys. Thank you so much.
I would like to now request Mr. Umashankar to come up here. As many of you know, he is the Human Services Committee Chair, and he's done a wonderful job in this past 1 year. He's held this position for 3 years, and he's ending his term, and we would like to thank him and honor him for all that he's done for us.
Yeah, Umashankar, you have been a truly great leader, great support for Human Services team here. We appreciate all the services that you have rendered for the last 3 years. Again, a big round of applause for him for doing a phenomenal job. Hey, let all the Human Services volunteers, please join.
with that group picture, we officially end this event. And with the completion of the distribution of the grants, it's time to wrap up this event. I would like to invite Mr. Karunakar to come and give us, the president of HCCC to come over and please give us the official vote of thanks. And also thank all our servicemen and servicewomen for everything they do.
Good afternoon. The 2021 Grant in Aid program is almost done. There is something left after this, actually. We have been involving in many different ways to reach out to the communities and conduct online events all through CDC, all Alameda County guidelines. I sincerely hope all of you had wonderful time online and live in the hall also. I'd like to thank our guests, Livermore City Mayor, Mr. Bob Warner, Consulate General of San Francisco Indian Consulate, Dr. Nagendra Prasad, ex-mayor of Livermore, Mr. John Merchant, Chief of Police, Livermore, Mr. Jeremy Young, Fire Chief, Mr. Jeff Peters, and the Superintendent of Livermore Schools, Dr. Kelly Bowers, to have taken time, and all the representatives of the individual departments to have taken time out of their busy schedule this morning to be with us today. We know you have a valuable time it is. Thank you for all your dedicated services for our city of Livermore. We at HCCC feel very honored and pleased that you have chosen to share this special moment with us today. Especially last year, fire was a disaster as far as California is concerned. I have a special thanks to the fire department, frankly, for all the hard work they have put. I'd also like to thank our chairman, Ramana Arsunali, for presiding over Human Services Grant in Aid function today, for all his dedicated services this year. And thanks to our MCs, Geeta and Mamata. They have been part of our HCCC Human Services all the time and made a lot of difference for us. Human Services Executive Committee Chair Uma Shankarji has been a passionate contributor to all of our community outreach activities. Community outreach has special meaning this year because of COVID. He worked hard in raising funds and making a difference in this year. May it be distribution of groceries, grocery bags, the distribution of blankets, and many other human services activities all through the year. I could not thank him enough on his persistence in making things happen as we are all struggling with the temple closure, but we still have to make a difference in struggling community. Thank you, Uma Shankarji, for all your services. It's an amazing, amazing, distinguished services for a different kind of an year. Thank you. Before we start the event, we have been interacting with the representatives of different organizations present here today in an effort to learn about their mission and how they carry out their services. I am really humbled by their dedication and spirit to make a difference. Social services during these difficult times take a different kind of a dedication. Firstly, on behalf of Hindu Community and Cultural Center on Human Services Committee, it is my honor to congratulate with humility all the award recipients in this function. It is without a doubt that dedicating yourself to your chosen cause takes an immense amount of commitment and a vision of a better tomorrow. HCCC Executive Committee, as you have seen in our Human Services presentation, is dedicated to making a difference in our neighborhood and our communities. And we are glad that Temple as an organization is able to make a positive contribution to your selfless efforts with these grants. With these grants, we would like to gratefully acknowledge your initiatives and contributions to your cause, and thank you for making us part of it. HCCC runs with kind-hearted donations of all of our temple devotees. Without the devotees' donation, there is no temple. Especially last year, because of the COVID, temple has been closed and the regular operations in the temple were pretty, almost come to a halt, except for a few services, online services only. And during these times also, our donors, our devotees have come forward and contributed towards the temple and made this big institution run smoothly. And we were able to somehow carry forward all of our human services obligations and also religious obligations. I really humbly thank you to all the donors who have made this possible this year and somehow held our hand through these difficult times. Thank you very much. Thank you for our cultural activities, Savita Satlur, Chairman Savita Satlur ji, for conducting a cultural program, and Chairman of Food Services Krishna Uttukuru for providing foods for this event, and so many different things. Actually, all through the temple, he has been contributing, making food for everybody in different events and even outside distribution also. So thank you for all your services. And this year, cultural programs in the temple have gone live. We have done probably more number of cultural programs in the temple than any of the previous years because we could go live. We have hundreds of programs going live actually from different organizations, different teachers, different students have contributed a lot of cultural programs, and we have aided them in every possible opportunity that we can get on internet. So thank you so much for all those cultural activities, cultural programs that the videos that we have received, we have collected from different schools. We played it. And thank you also to Krishna Uttukuru for preparing all this food today and food for everybody, for all the religious events and non-religious events in the temple all through the year. Thank you. Grassroots of human services activities are its volunteers. All the events in HCCC Human Services Organization are possible because of highly qualified and very dedicated, second-to-none group of volunteers. Kudos to the job well done in every human services event. Please accept my heartfelt thanks for countless number of hours of work. In spite of all the other exigencies that they have at home and work and others, they somehow make time. Time is not really an impediment, really contribute, make a difference in the society. It is really a commitment, a dedication to make it happen. And thank you so much. With you, the temple runs. Temple's lifeblood is pretty much the volunteers of the temple. Thank you very much. Just to name a few, it's not a complete list. I'm sure I'm missing some. Anand Gundu garu, Jyoti Gundu garu, Jyoti Sharma garu, Padmaja Madhusudan garu, Madhusudan Bangalore garu, Prasuna Dwarnadula, Sainath Kala, Srinivas Malladi, Suman Jain, Kamlesh Jain, Venkatesh Venkat Meka, Yugandhar Meka, Katyayani Satya garu, Vidya Boroda, Mamata Medha, and many other volunteers. I'm sure I'm missing a whole lot of names here. The temple runs with a lot of different volunteers, and HS especially has a very big list of volunteers that are very dedicated to make a difference in the communities. Thank you so much for all your dedicated work. And thanks to the temple management, chairman, and also our temple management, Mr. Krishna Kunath and Surya Dugirala, who makes all these arrangements and simple things make it easy for us actually. Their presence kind of gives us solace that things will happen. You just give them a task that gets done. Thank you for all your hard work. The front staff has been exceptional this year because of the COVID. Their extra services and innovation in terms of somehow raising funds for the temple operations has a different meaning this year. And they have done an extraordinary job. Thank you so much for all your services at the temple. With that, I would like to just pass one message about the education that the temple imparts on our youth and somehow raise the consciousness among the youth and anybody who's trying to learn. Any learning, in my view, I learned it this way, is basically would enhance your consciousness, makes you a wiser person. Any simple learning, may it be just a physical learning that switching the light on brings you light, or it could be some kind of a deeper concept in your heart. Any learning kind of increases your consciousness. And the Hinduism is, it's a different kind of a religion. It's not really, some people think it's a faith-based religion, but it's more like a religion that teaches you how to enhance that consciousness, how to really lead a life, a way of life that enhances that consciousness, makes you a student of for a life, and somehow slowly keep on enhancing your consciousness and see the world in a different way, that what it is. So with that, the temple is imparting that kind of a knowledge, that kind of learning. May it be just a physical learning of about some programming language, or may it be the deeper learning of scriptures and somehow the truth inside those scriptures. So with that, I'd like to conclude this event. So we have food boxes in the. So I guess I'll pass it down to Geeta ji to conclude this event after that. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Mr. Karnakar. Before we adjourn for today, I would like to thank a few people on my own. Mamta for being an excellent co-MC for me, and our technical team, without whose help we could not have managed. Yugandhar, Bhaskar, Vamshi, Mahesh, and I think he has his little son there, and Krishna Kanakaratnam, who's up there managing all the voice control. Thank you. We will now close our program. So before we adjourn, I would like to announce that we have boxed lunches in the lobby there. Thanks to Mr. Krishna Utukuru and Mr. Sainath Kala, who have worked very hard to provide that. And we also have a tour of the temple for those interested. I request those interested to please take a tour with Mr. Karnakar after picking up your lunch. And that's Mr. Karnakar at the end of the dais over there. So if you're interested, please join him. And I would like to conclude by saying thank you all for being here today. What you do makes a difference to all of us, and we really appreciate and are thankful for all the work that you do. So thank you, everyone. Namaste.
Just wanted to thank our MCs of the day today, Geeta, Haravu, and Mamta. They have done a phenomenal job. A big round of applause for them.